So Southampton have made their third summer signing of the transfer window, joining El Nanusi and of course Stuart Armstrong is Manchester City goalkeeper Angus Gunn, who had a very, very successful loan spell with Norwich this past season. He has done very, very well with his boyhood club and deserves his chance in the Premier League. He said during his interview that he could have stayed at Manchester City, but he decided to leave, and he decided to leave to try and get into first team football in the Premier League as quickly as possible. He has been capped at under 16, 17, 19, 18, 21. So he's been capped at every level of England, despite his father playing for Scotland. He has decided he wants to play for England, where he was born, and he has been very successful. He has been involved with the squads previously under Gareth Southgate, but is yet to make his first appearance. There isn't much between the goalkeepers at Southampton. There's Fraser Forster, there is Alex McCarthy, and now there is Angus Gunn. I wouldn't say there is a lot between any of them. And it would be interesting to see who takes the number one shirt. I would imagine it will still be McCarthy who dispossessed Fraser Forster at the beginning of the year, and I expect him to be number one. But whether he will be number one come the end of the season is yet to be seen. So he had a chance to stay, but I don't think he would, take the place of Edison, maybe ever, because Edison is so young as well. I think he's about 24, so he's only a few years older than Angus. So it was really important for him to get involved and try and get a move. And that's exactly what he has done, and I'm really, really, really hoping he does well. It's around 30 million, which is a fair bit, but there's a lot of potential there. It'd be interesting to see if Manchester City have put in a buy-back clause, because that could be something that is very, very important come the future, because he could go on to be a world-class goalkeeper. There is something to be said for somebody that wants to go out and wants to play and wants to be number one and wants to really get involved at a young age and not just sit on the bench and wait for an opportunity that may never happen. So that is really, really good of Angus Gunn to show what he wants and to go out there and try and get there as soon as possible. All of Mark Hughes' signings look very good so far, which is something that wasn't said about the signings that Pellegrini made. His biggest signing, Carrillo, has already gone out on loan to Spain for the season. What a waste of 20 million that was. I'm not sure, but I would imagine Mark Hughes maybe work with him at some point. He's been at City for a while, but I could be wrong. I think I am wrong. But he has been around for an awfully long time, and it's great to see him finally get a Premier League club that he could potentially push for the number one shirt for. He was very, very good for Norwich. He played in every FA Cup game, every league game, and he made 3 appearances in the Carabao Cup. So he was very busy last season, as well as being called up twice for the England squad, which is an absolutely phenomenal achievement for anyone that's at the championship level. It's really hard to get your name out there when you are a championship player. And there was calls for like a few players, like Scott Carson, to be called up. I don't really like the idea of bringing somebody like that as goalkeeper unless you're desperate. But I don't mind Angus Gunn because he is young and could go on to be very, very important in the England setup. Somebody that's just 22 who could play for another 15 years is very important. And that is, Gareth Southgate has worked with him before and probably will again at some point. I don't know if he'll get the number one shirt straight away, as I've said, but I expect him to be pushing at the end of the season for it. You'd imagine he'd be the cup goalkeeper. Maybe Forster's on his way out. Maybe Hughes does not fancy him, which is fair. He's been a goalkeeper there for a while though, since signing from Celtic. So I'm going to leave that there. If you are interested in any Premier League transfer updates, I have covered every single Premier League transfer so far, and will continue to do so in the coming weeks of the big weeks of the Premier League transfer window. This is where big deals will happen. So if you're interested in that, then subscribe and get involved down below. Tell me your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.